have a very special night with West High School in Iowa City, Iowa. The remarkable group of artists are with us tonight. And of course, on my left-hand side is a parent that is representing all the parents of talented kids in our school district. Dr. Kenneth Brown from the University of Iowa is right here. You're welcome, sir, to our show. We are on the 27th year on the air in this program. We are the longest running program on TV ever, maybe next to only Face the Nation. Thank you. You did a wonderful job, Annie, tonight. Annie Chen, a remarkable violinist from West High. And to my right side, another artist, but visual artist, Aisha Kazembe. And Aisha is going to show us some of her artwork. On her right side is Winjal Tzu. And Winjal is a designer and a journalist, advertising, marketing. And you are everywhere in town now, in all restaurants you do.
Sure.
And on her right side is Maddie Brown, the daughter of Professor Kenneth Brown. She is a first-class ballerina, getting ready maybe in 2 or 3 years to represent Iowa City in the prestigious dancing school in Massachusetts, right? And to her right side is Dr. Viraj Thacker, the familiar co-host of Education Exchange. And his son is as well in West High School, graduating this year. If you please, can you start talking with Annie about her art, and then
Sure.
we go from there.
Of course, I'd like to begin by, saying that was very impressive, beautifully done. And, can you tell us about how you got interested in, music as such, and, what your particular style became, and how you chose this instrument, to further your music, and also what your plans are for the future as you're graduating, quite soon. So.
Okay. My mom began teaching me piano when I was 4 years old,
Sure.
and then she had me start learning violin when I was 5. And I continued playing piano competitively up until about junior high. And then I played in an orchestra for the first time, and I realized I really enjoyed playing with other people and creating music. So in high school, I started to get more serious about violin, and I realized that orchestra was what I wanted to do as a full-time job. And so right now I'm currently auditioning for schools to hopefully play in the orchestra full-time in the future.
That is wonderful. And I've come to know that you sing as well.
Yeah.
You're a pretty good singer too, isn't it?
Thank you.
That is wonderful. And you plan to pursue music
Mm-hmm.
into college, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's outstanding.
Well,
Wish you all the best.
let's move to Aisha now, and I see a nice display of a sample of your work. I know that you do a lot of art.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're going to select art as a future career, or it's just for the time being.
I think I'll keep it as a hobby. In my free time, I'll continue to paint because I really enjoy it. But as for career, I plan on getting a bachelor's degree in engineering and then going on to get a master's degree in sustainable architecture.
Well, engineering is an art too, so you're going to
Yeah.
benefit a lot from your background in art. So these are some of your artworks, right?
Yes.
Can you share with our viewers that are watching you now, how do you come up with the idea and how do you do it?
Okay, I'll show you some of them. So this first one is one that I recently finished, and it's a...
Make sure that Alex, our floor director here, has a camera on it so that it can show well to the audience. Yes, that's beautiful, Alex, thank you. Go ahead.
So this is a painting of my mom, and I actually painted it for a college application. So I just finished it today, so it's very fresh. And it's just supposed to be my mom looking peaceful as she's getting over her cold. So, yeah. And then
This is just fresh today.
It is, yes, very new.
Okay.
And then this one I call My Mother's Memory, and it was painted from a picture my mom took when she was in the Peace Corps in Malawi. So these were 3 of the people she met there. Yeah, and I thought I'd kind of just do a painting of an experience that
Malawi, was she with Madonna at the time? Madonna was in Malawi, you know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she has
Wow.
actually a hospital there.
Oh, that's cool, yeah.
Yeah,
My dad is from Malawi, so I guess we have that in common.
all her adopted children are from Malawi.
That's very cool.
Okay.
And then I have, this is a painting of my friend Sophia, and this was for my art portfolio last year, and so I was trying to reflect, I guess, her beauty in the painting as well as in the background, so that's why I went with the ocean and a sunset in the background. It kind of matches and complements the colors in her skin tone. So.
Well, Sophia is from Sudan too. She can always say this is a river Nile there.
I guess you could say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. And I see one that's hiding behind your mom there.
Yes.
What's that?
This is a painting from downtown.
Let me hold it so that you can talk and I will be, yeah. Alex, can you get this on the screen? Yeah, wonderful. Let me make sure that, yeah.
So this one might be more familiar to people, I guess, because it's a picture from the Ped Mall downtown at night. And one night I was walking to my car after work, and the pavement was wet, and so all of the lights were reflecting on the pavement, and it looked really pretty. So I thought I'd take a picture and paint it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, excellent. So this is inspired by Iowa City.
It is, absolutely.
Well, I don't see many people there. This was a quiet night.
Yes,
It
there's
was
one
not-
person.
It was
playing
not
the
a
piano, but-
Saturday night downtown Iowa City.
No, it was not.
For sure.
Yeah.
Great. Okay.
Maddie, I
Win-
guess,
Winjal, yeah.
or Winjal. Whoever would like to go first.
Okay, sure.
Okay, Winjal. Tell us about, what you do on the West Side Story, and, how you put your talents to work. And
Okay.
all the
Well, she
wonderful
brought
stuff.
us a lot of slides, so we
Yeah,
can start
we'll
showing
see some of
them
that
now.
too.
Yeah.
But please, go ahead.
Sure. So I'm a graphic designer for the West Side Story, which is our school newspaper, and most of what I do is, working in Adobe Illustrator and creating spreads for our newspaper. So, for example, some of the stuff is illustrating covers for the West Side Story, which you might be able to see up here.
Sure.
So that was for one of the stories that we did about vaping in our high school. I also do editorial spreads. So those would just be layouts for our news magazine. We also contact businesses in the community, and we try and make ads for them. So the next two are just for a few businesses that you might recognize, Oyama and
Yeah.
Utopia.
Excellent.
And otherwise, sometimes I just illustrate my friends for fun, like this one. And the rest, sometimes in my free time, I'll also do a few watercolors.
Mhm.
So I've painted a few still lifes and one of the old houses downtown.
Very impressive. So, do you plan to continue this in your after high school?
Not necessarily as a
You're
career.
choosing what are you choosing as a career then?
I would really like to go pre-med in the future,
Alright.
but I think graphic design has a lot of practical applications, and I would
Sure.
love to keep doing that in the future.
Sounds wonderful. Thank you for sharing that.
Now that you are, I was surprised. I always thought you are junior or sophomore at least, but you said you're a freshman.
Yeah.
And you're very promising. I watched you dance, and you are just stunning.
Thank you.
You were, if I have to say, and you and Matilda really made big names for this town all over, and we are so proud of you. So tell me about your journey. How did you start? And
I started dancing when I was about 2 years old, but I didn't take it seriously until I was about 8. And that kind of entailed spending every day after school going to the studio and practicing all night, and during the summers auditioning for summer intensives where you go for 3 to 5 to 6 even weeks, living in a big city where you can get more advanced training than what they have in Iowa City. And so I've done, for the past 3 years, during the summer, I've spent 5 weeks in New York studying at the School of American Ballet, which has been a fantastic experience. It's been a lot of fun. And this summer, I'm thinking of trying something different and maybe going to Boston Ballet in Massachusetts, and studying there for the summer.
I think your dad took you this week to Boston, right?
Yes, we flew to Boston
Yeah,
on Saturday and got back late last night. And I auditioned for their program, and after class, they offered me a full scholarship to their summer intensive. So I think I'm going to say yes and go there, and hopefully that will mean this coming school year I'm going to move to Boston and dance there during the year.
Oh, that's too impressive. Staggering.
Absolutely.
Is that has to do with parents? I mean, tell me, what do you feel when you see your kid starting to be an artist? And you are an academician. You're a big name in your field. And how do you feel when you see, like, she's a painter or she's a dancer?
I mean, I have 2 daughters, and I feel immense pride every time I get to see them dance. And just watching and listening and seeing the art here, I imagine that there's a lot of very proud parents. And we have certainly a role to play, but I think about young artists and how hard they have to work, how much time they put in, and that's inspiring for a parent. There are days when I'm tired and I'm having a bad day, and Maddie is the one who inspires me to go to work because she's up early, working out and getting ready for ballet. So they're an inspiration, I think, to us as parents.
Yeah, so you didn't feel any fear from her selecting an art career where people say, oh, you're starving artist, da-da-da, all these things that usually parents say.
That's a very good question. My wife and I both, I think, tend to be kind of idealistic, and if you absolutely love something, and if it makes your heart and soul sing, and you pour yourself into it and you get good, that the world will find ways to help you make a living doing it. So that's been our philosophy. At the same time, we know that that doesn't mean that you can drop out of school or fail your classes. So our children and I imagine that every young artist here also works very hard in school.
They are all top, top achievers.
Yeah, exactly. And in fact, I think that the research suggests that students who excel in arts often excel in lots of other parts of their life. They excel in the classroom as well because they reinforce each other.
And some of them have been already accepted. Were you accepted?
Yeah.
Can you tell our audience where?
University of Iowa, Carthage Central, and USC.
All right.
And USC.
Excellent.
So that's one of the most top prestigious schools in the nation. So are you going to select Iowa or California?
We'll see in the spring.
We'll see. Okay. We want to keep you here because we're biased a little bit about Iowa. Right, Viraj?
Absolutely, yeah. And also, going on to your line of thought, and given the fact that you're in academia, right? How do you feel about the future of art, or arts, let's say, of the arts in this country, where talented kids that are capable of going into any other field, but because they love doing what they do, how do you feel that, what direction that is heading in?
I think every art is getting more competitive. I mean, we've seen this in ballet auditions, and I imagine in music auditions as well, that there's so many very talented children all over the country. So it's very competitive. I think one of the things that will help all young artists stand apart, and this is my bias being in a business school, is to learn to think like an entrepreneur. Today you don't necessarily need to have a major dance company or a major orchestra to be able to sell music or to perform. You can use social media and the internet. You can use your own creativity to create opportunities, economic opportunities for you to make a living. So what I've encouraged Maddie to do, and she's done a great job, is continue to do well in school and to continue to learn other related ideas. She does a lot of crafting. She's very active on social media.
Yeah.
So she's not just a dancer, but she's a good student, and she's somebody who thinks creatively. And that may be necessary to be able to make a living as an artist. You have to be an entrepreneur as well as an artist.
I think you've got a very good point there, because increasingly around the world we're seeing a lot of interdisciplinary kind of, so let's say if you went in for something in the arts, along the way being talented in other areas, you would always pick up a side degree in business and something else, like you have doctors that are journalists, and there's a lot of that happening. So yeah.
So University of Iowa has a great
that's,
tradition of this too,
absolutely.
with our MFA programs, and we have people
Sure.
who are physicians doing writing
Yeah.
and painting,
Absolutely.
and it's really inspiring. This is a great community to be that type of artist.
I agree with you. That is very true. Yeah.
Back to Annie again. Now we understand that you're going to have a career in music, right?
Hope so, yeah.
And you feel optimistic about that, right?
Um,
I mean, you told me today that you know that you're going to make it, right? You have this stamina and perseverance, right?
I hope to get there in the future, yeah.
Wonderful. So I think we still, how many minutes do we have, Alex, now? About 5 only. How about if we, you have another piece for us for 2 minutes, right? Or 1 minute? Okay. Let us play this, and then we will finish by see if we have missed something or if anybody would like to add something. Go ahead. Thank you very much, Annie. That's so impressive. And back to you, you didn't mention all the recognitions that you got and all the prizes that you got.
I did get one prize, Best of Show, in your art show last year. So that was a really good experience. It was
That's Hani
exciting.
Elkadi art show, right?
Yes.
Good. And I didn't know that you, because it was, you know, a blind, what do you call it? Jury, yeah.
Refereed, yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't. The names were taken out, and I passed, and I selected her artwork and as first, and That's a credit union, they call it after me, and I'm the only living artist they named something after. Winjal, do you have anything to add?
No, it's just really cool to be able to do something creative where you really get to make something in your own time. That's not just sort of the academic stuff that you're used to.
And have you already been applying for schools and all that?
Yeah, I'm in the process of applying right now.
Isn't that a very difficult procedure? I feel very sorry for you. You guys are heroes. I mean, I have a daughter who is like in pieces now. I mean, it's unbelievable. And I am going to use this forum because we are the education exchange. And I'm going to say to our schools, give the kids a little pause. Let them breathe. Mm-hmm. I mean, the kids don't have the time to do anything, but teachers are pushing homework, assignments, chapters. And you need some time to read about this, to meet with Kenneth Brown and say, what do you think? Which school is better for me? I know this. And take advices from staff that we have here available. No one will say no to you. But to go and spend all your time doing homework for the school, that's difficult. So you are heroes. And if this had happened in my time, I would have been a homeless guy now, I tell you. I mean, this is unbelievable process. And it's like torture. Well, so I really thank you very much for the time that you gave us here tonight. I mean, I'm so proud of you that at least you cut some of your valuable, very precious time now in order to talk to our viewers and speak to them about what they should do if they have kids with talents. And for you, you are the voice of all the parents now. Mm-hmm. You're carrying everybody on your shoulders. So if you have a final word, because I need to wrap up. You see, Alex is going to kick me out now if I don't wrap it up. So do you have anything to say?
It has been, for me, just a joy to support Maddie, and I'm sure that all the parents feel this way. To be able to support your artistic interests and your passion. And we've done everything we can. We've looked outside Iowa City, we've looked in Iowa City, and we've been willing to travel. And Maddie has grown as an artist, but I think as a person, as a result of all the opportunities that we've created for her. So
thank you.
It is inspiring.
Thank you for doing this, and thanks to our audience in Iowa City and the surrounding areas in another episode of Education Exchange. The program will be on Channel 18 cable. That's the PATV that's offering us all this facility. Alex is from PATV. Mr. Singh is from PATV, and Dr. Gerardo Sandoval here, and Aaron Crawford. All these people are giving us all the support, so we thanks to Public Access TV for sure. And we are going to be on Channel 21, that is the education channel from the education department here, as well as YouTube, probably tonight. Hopefully tonight, if we can send it tonight. Alex, is there hope tonight? Mm-hmm. Thank you. So they can share with their friends, on YouTube. They will be as famous as the Grammys last night, right? On this note, I would like to thank Mr. John Karhoff, the father of this program 27 years ago, and he's behind this glass door, always denying himself. He is the guy that's unknown soldier behind that. And thank you again to everyone, and have a very good evening from Iowa City.